Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We are the last group. I'm sure some of you are happy about that. Our group is from Tyler Junior College. We are called the Operation Burnout. And for a name, we chose Less McBurny, because less burning things means better. So the reason we went to this is because generally in plants or manufacturing industrial groups, there is over $329 billion of damage done by fires every single year. Less than about 10% of that $30 billion is used for deaths, cost of deaths, dismemberment and such. Less than 3.7% total of that funds is used for fire prevention and fire suppressants, things to remove the fire. With those, you generally have two forms of ways to put out fires in manufacturing plants and industrial centers. You have a sprinkler system that can generally prevent Class A fires or suppress those, and you have a risky human running there with a fire extinguisher. If they run in there, they do risk the chance of being injured or dying. So what we developed was a robot that can go into those situations that humans cannot. They can go up there and they can put out those fires. The good thing about this is you're able to put fire extinguisher in there. This one, for example, can put out top A, B, and C fires. All right. With that, the total cost of billing for this, we spent $851.27 just to prevent that. That is a fraction of the cost of the actual amount that can be preserved through proactive spending rather than retroactive spending. The way this will work is it will go towards the fire. There are 4 ultrasonic sensors on it, and we have mechanism wheels which allow it to spin in any direction. As the mechanism spins, wheels turn, these two will move in a certain direction until I turn to the right. Sorry, I'm coming from pneumonia, so I'm a little out of breath. And these other two will allow it to move to the left. The guidance system, I'll allow Sebastian here to go over what it is and what it's called.
So it's called LiDAR, light detection and ranging, and how LiDAR works, it uses a pulse light that rotates around a circling mirror that continuously maps out the area to give the robot a complete grid of its surroundings.
I'm going to talk about this too.
All right, so what it does is, once we're able to map it out, it'll go to the fire with a heat sensor. You'll be able to tell how much, or the fire in it, will be able to be turned off in situations such as welding, soldering, or other things that could raise temperature levels above the reading of a typical fire. It'll go forward towards the fire, put it out, and it has a system. It will run it in a second. But what it does is it'll pull it and it will put out the fire. The heat sensor will sense. If it senses a temperature still above a certain degrees or senses that there is still a fire, it will spray another one. It does it every 10 seconds as it is coded now. Another thing, we were going to present and do a presentation and show how it could put out a fire, but we asked Pathfinder's group and we couldn't use their 3 pallets, so we made a little video just throwing 3 pallets like we're actually going to put it out. So what we used is actually a blank fire extinguisher, an empty fire extinguisher. That way you don't have to clean up the mess and we wouldn't have to worry about getting in trouble with the hotel and such. The other thing, the way this works is in the video as it's shown, it's going to move forward to the fire. It's going to go forward. It will put it out with a flame retardant or flame suppressant. And there's Pathfinder's 3 pallets and they get put out. Okay, so the next thing, go ahead and present how it will work. It does it in 10-second loop, so it is going to take it a second to kick in. This is for travel. Now, one of the issues that we did encounter was we had our programmer, our coding person, who was able to, or unable to make it due to sickness and such, and they had to quit 2 days ago without having, there it goes, it's pulling, it's going through the process of pulling it. It'll pull for several seconds and then it'll spin the other way and release it. Now the person we had to code this, they were forced to retreat or not be able to come 2 days ago, and because of that we weren't able to have the coding for the wheels to move. on that because they weren't able to finish it. What we've discovered is we need to keep better communication in order of it in preceding situations to make sure that this type of situation does not happen again. And then, are there any questions? Oh, for the future concepts, for this, another thing we're gonna do. One of the things you have to think about is what if there are fires that are above this level? I'm sure that's a big thing you could think of. Well, if there are fires higher than this, well, what we decided was have a drone accessory to be attached to the top of it. It'll charge through a single charging dock. It will charge through a single charging dock. It will charge the bot will charge the drone. That way it will be able to put out different types of fires. It can also, we're gonna have interchangeable fire extinguishers in here. This one is ABC. You'd have a type D and you have the type KK. K is for cooking generally. I don't think you'd really want one of these in your kitchen, but if you're a dangerous cooker, have at it. The next thing is that we're going to have more of the LiDAR. I'm sorry, I'm not the one who can pronounce those things. We're gonna have that system to allow it to go to it faster. As this is right now, it can move on floor objects, but if there is something in the way, such as fog, foreign objects, debris and such, it will be able to use the drone to go over and take out other areas of fire. Are there any questions on this? Nope. All right.
Thank you.